What's up, everybody? I'm putting this video together for those who have wanted to take a closer look at the USCCA survival kit. I'm just going to open it up and talk about the contents. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and welcome to 411 Outdoors. I'm filming inside today because it's a very rainy Friday here where we are. It's a good day to be inside and enjoying some good coffee. I wanted to take a moment to greet my subscribers as well as new viewers. I do these intros for that reason. A lot of people are clicking on the videos. They've never been introduced to me or seen my other videos. This channel is devoted to outdoor life, survival, adventure, weapons, reviews, tutorials. I try to keep it fun and friendly. We share a lot of common interests, and I like to try to answer questions that I think people are asking in the back of their mind. And this is a fairly new YouTube channel. I'm having a blast meeting a lot of great new people. And it's really exciting. If you find this channel helpful or resourceful, I'd be super excited if you'd subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you can get your notifications. Now let's get going opening up this pack and seeing what's in there. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video as to why I became a member of the United States Concealed Carry Association. I won't go into all those reasons here. I did a video on that if you want to go and check it out. This is just a promo offer that I do believe they're still offering right now for people who join. I'm going to supply a link in the description below if you want to go out and take a look at USCCA memberships. Very important if you are a concealed carrier. So before I jump into the USCCA survival kit, I just want to say, maybe you've clicked on this video because you're just interested in survival kits as a whole. I think this pack gives you a pretty good idea of minimum items that are needed for a bug out bag, something to keep in your car, especially if you're going to be traveling into uncharted territory. It's important to have this kind of setup. Even if you're not with the USCCA, you can build a pack like this on your own and have those tools available if you find yourself off the beaten path and in need of some good items. All right, so let's jump into this thing and see what it's got. First and foremost, we have a compact multi-tool. This can do a lot of things. You open it up like this. There's pliers here. And on the side, you've got some little gadgets as well. Can opener, and you've got a file. On the other side, we've got some blades. We've got like a serrated, like a saw, and we've got us a knife. So a lot of good tools to work with right here. Something like this is so valuable in a survival situation. I can cut limbs, I can baton, I can do a lot of things with something like this. Next on the list, heavy duty tactical pen with a carbine tip. You can break windows with this. You can bust heads with this. If you look at this edge, it's like a Kubaton. You know, I know some of you know what a Kubaton is, but it's a weapon. It's a handheld weapon, pointed edge. It will hurt really bad to get struck with this. Next on the list is a 2-in-1 all-weather magnesium fire starter. Okay, you can look up tutorials on how this stuff works, but a fire starter is so important. I've seen so many movies where people, you know, got stranded. They had to go out into the wild to survive, or either they were forced out into the wild and they didn't know how to make fires. They couldn't stay warm. It's so important to be able to make a fire suddenly, spontaneously. Not everybody can do the little trick like this. I've never started a fire that way, so I would love to have something like this. Matches or something, but see, this is what's good about this is it's all weather, because you get out in the wild with matches and you got wind and rain, good luck. If you ever try to start a fire that way, it's very difficult. Next on the list is an LED flashlight. Gotta have a good flashlight with you. When the sun goes down, you gotta be able to see, and you know how difficult it can be to not have light. And you know, a lot of people, you know, are thinking, oh, I got a flashlight on my phone, and you do, but you don't wanna use your phone for a flashlight. Pain in the butt, runs the battery down, reserve all of that stuff. So it's good to have a LED flashlight. These things are bright. I hadn't put any batteries of this yet, but my other LED flashlights rock, so it's good to have one. Next on the list is a compass with a dual scale ruler. This thing's cool. It's good to have a good compass. It's got a magnifying glass, which a lot of people, you know, start fires with that, so that's very neat. Next on the list is a 4-inch Israeli bandage. It's so important to have bandages and first aid kits around. I've got a first aid kit in my tactical backpack that I go out with when I hike, you know, even day trips. Antibacterial wipes. A lot of times I've taken some serious wounds, and thankfully I was in a convenient location where I was able to quickly get to bandages and tools that would help me stop the bleeding. But when you're out there in the middle of nowhere and you take a terrible wound, you gotta have the ability to service that wound as quick as possible and as clean as possible. This kit gives you those tools. It also comes with paracord. I could think of an endless list of things that you would need paracord for. One thing that comes to mind is tying off a wound. I've been in situations where I've had to stop bleeding with something like this. It's very valuable to have something, the ability to tie something off. But again, you can use paracord for anything. There's so many things you could use this for. This is a huge survival item. Couple more things left. Signal mirror, the ability to send out a signal light, the ability to flash and say, over here, over here. Emergency whistle. Hey, over here, over here. So that's really cool to have. Emergency whistle is something that I didn't think about for my own bug out bag before I had something like this. All right, at this time, I would like to bring the video to a conclusion and just share some closing thoughts with you that I think are very important. You don't have to be a USCCA member to have something like this. You can build this on your own, and it's very important that you have something like this in your car, especially if you travel into a lot of strange areas. If you do a lot of, whether it's cross-country traveling or a lot of traveling into areas that you're not familiar with, kind of off the beaten path, it's really good to have something like this. It could save your life. You'd be surprised how many people are riding around and they don't have something basic like this in their vehicle. I want to share one more tip with you that I heard the other day that I think is a great idea. Let's just say you're going somewhere remote. Something happens, you're unable to charge your phone battery. It could be anything. A wire could go bad in your charger. You find your phone going dead and you're like, great, I'm going into an area now that's remote and I don't have a way to make a phone call. Change your outgoing voicemail and let people know where you're going to be. It's very important because that outgoing voicemail may be the only way people can find you if something happens. If you find yourself even stranded and your battery's going dead, change your outgoing voicemail and let people know where you are, because even if your phone dies, that outgoing voicemail will give the people calling you that information. You don't have to have battery to change your outgoing voicemail. That's something you can do with the features of the phone itself. So if you're in a strange place, your battery's going dead and you fear being stranded with no one knowing where you are, change your outgoing voicemail to let people know. It could save your life. I hope you have found this information helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.